All right, welcome back, everybody. I am so thrilled to introduce to you today a woman who is another unapologetic influencer in the book Being Unapologetic. Joie Cheng, welcome. It is so great to be here with you.
Hi, David. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here.
So, the first question is always the same one whenever I work with clients or friends. I'm obsessed with it. What are you celebrating today, Joy?
I am celebrating being here with you, David. It's really an honor to be featured in your book, and I'm celebrating your book.
Thank you. Well, hey, I received that and I might even shake my booty for that. So, you are, as I said, one of the unapologetic influencers in the book, which launches August 22nd. And it's already in pre order. Super, super exciting. When people pre order the book right now and they also get the e version on the 22nd, they also get now over $14,000 in bonuses, and that is rising steadily. You can get your copy at beingunapologetic.com. You, Joy, are our unforgettable influencer. Tell us the word unforgettable. It's a word near and dear to my heart, actually. What does that mean for you?
Yeah, so I used to have this fear of dying, and I realized that the fear of death was actually more a fear of being forgotten. So to me, being unforgettable is about leaving your legacy. So that's what it means to me.
And so that's so beautiful. I don't think I actually knew that about, well, I think you actually had told me that once before. I guess I heard it more deeply this time that you said it. Thank you for sharing that. What now for how do you create a legacy then? How did you decide once you figured this out, not leaving a
Mhm.
legacy behind? What did you decide was your tool to leave that legacy behind?
Yeah, so my tool for leaving my legacy was sharing my story, was writing my book. And so that to me is one of the greatest things that you can leave behind, because it goes beyond you, it goes beyond your family, your friends, anyone that you know, and it's something that can change people's lives, long after you're gone. So, yeah, it's great.
Tell us a little bit about the book and the process that you went through to bring that book to life.
Yeah, well, I know that you're, in the midst of it now, but to me, it's really a birthing process. It's you're birthing yourself through the process, and I love seeing, the transformation in my clients, and the transformation that I went through, and I really think that you can't be the same person, when you write a book about your story, that you become a different person, and whether or not you feel different, people will see you differently, and so it is, and it's really the book is birthing you as much as you're birthing it. So in my experience with my own, book and with my clients, every single time the book that they're writing, it ends up being whatever they're writing about is what they're going through in the process. And so you have to, it's kind of an initiation, right? You have to go through your own journey while you're writing your book. So sometimes again, because you're writing your story and you're like reliving those experiences that you talk about.
It's so funny. I was just talking to a client of mine today, and speaking is actually quite similar. And I made the comment to her that I don't usually tell people when they come on board to work with me speaking that the process of discovering and developing and delivering what you believe in the moment is your message, your mission, your vision is transformational in itself. And so this client had come
Mhm.
back to me and she said, after doing this talk, I realized actually there's a whole part of it that is not actually what I want in my life or what I'm all about.
Mm.
And so she really did discover more of herself, and in the process her vision, her mission, and essentially her legacy too. So it's interesting, that process of writing or speaking or just really figuring out who you are.
Mhm.
Certainly, the journey of writing a book does take you down into the depths of discovering truly who you are and what you're all about, doesn't it?
Mhm. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So tell me, for someone who hasn't ever considered writing a book or doesn't think that they could do it, or they don't even maybe feel comfortable sharing their story because they don't think it's special or unforgettable, what do you have to say to them? How do they get started?
Yeah, well, I do believe that we all have a unique story. And so it doesn't matter if you think your story is special, you are a unique being. I mean, even, twins don't have the same fingerprint. So we literally are completely unique. And so I do believe that you have a story, and just start by sharing your experiences, things that you've been through, and what you've learned. And I know that anything that you've gone through, I'm sure someone else can relate to it. And even if they haven't been through the same thing, we all have the same emotions, right? We all feel sadness, we all feel joy, we feel anger, disappointment. So that's how we connect to each other, is through our stories.
Yeah, I think it's really important to really highlight that is you may not think that your story is relevant or impactful to somebody else, but how do you know? And the
Right.
minute you start, and I think that was your experience, right? The minute that you started to share your story, and actually, let me just read a little excerpt from Being Unapologetic and your submission, your contribution to the book, which is so, so beautiful. You said, I used to be afraid of being myself fully because I was afraid of rejection. What I didn't realize then was that people who liked me only liked the me I was allowing them to see, not the real me. When I wrote my book, I let the real me shine for all to see. And it has attracted so many people to my story that it has confirmed for me that the real me is unforgettable too. I mean, that just gives me chills when
I
I'm
know, right?
editing. It's
Yeah.
so, so beautiful. And that really is, that was your journey, right? Like, and I love it because not only did you write your story, but what did you call your book, Joy?
The naked truth. And it's The Naked Truth, a woman's journey to self-love. And so not only did I, call it that, but I'm naked on my cover, and it's a very vulnerable book, because I do bare my soul.
Yeah. And what people often miss is, in being vulnerable, that is actually the epitome of courage. And so
Mhm.
I just want to acknowledge you for the courage that you took to not only pose on the front of your book naked, but to have that title to share your story with the world. Because I know ever since we've met, that I've been such a big supporter of you. Like, go out there and like just doesn't matter if it's not perfect or it's a mess or whatever, like just go out there and start sharing. Like, isn't it worth it if one person gets impacted by what you have to say? And
Mhm.
it's been amazing being on this journey, watching you do it and just sort of going along together. And thank you
Mhm.
so much again for being a part of my journey and being unapologetic.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So let me ask you, what does being unapologetic mean to you?
Well, being unapologetic to me, it means fully being yourself. It means just being like, this is who I am, and like it or not, this is me, right? So, yeah, that's what it means to me, is not being afraid to just be who you are, to know that who you are is perfect, and that, without you, I mean, we all are a piece in this big puzzle called life. And this whole idea of fitting in, it's like, that's actually not what we're here to do. And I don't know about you, but I never felt like, I really fit in. I wanted to fit in, but I always felt like I was different. And I think that, we're different for a reason. I mean, we're all meant to be different. We're not meant to fit into whatever that, like, standard of normal is, or, who decides what that is anyways. But
Right.
I think it's, yeah, like by us trying to fit in, like, everybody loses, really, because then, we're not being ourselves. And when we all have the gift of who we are to bring into the world.
Yeah. For those of you who are watching, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or whatever platform it is, I would love for you, if you feel comfortable, why don't you just declare it in the comments? I don't fit in, and I'm okay with that. I struggled with that for so much of my life until I finally realized, it's like, why do I want to fit in? Like, so the reality is we're all human, so we actually all do fit in, but then our unique personality, which makes us unforgettable,
Hmm.
is the thing that we want to celebrate. That difference, that uniqueness, that special spark, miracle that we have truly is what makes us who we are, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think when you look at the people that we look up to, they're the people that are just themselves, right? That aren't trying to be somebody else. They're just like, this is me. And,
Take it or leave it.
yeah, exactly. So, and I think that, that is what we're all here to do. So, yeah, let's
Yeah,
stop
and
trying to fit in, and just, declare that we're not here to fit in.
exactly. I love it. And I'm certainly always talking about the visionaries. You do too, right? Like Elon Musk is weird. I mean, that's just what it is, right? Like
Right.
Walt Disney was weird. These people who have big visions and share what they're up to with the world, you have to be willing to not fit in order to leave a
Yeah.
legacy that really does make a big impact.
I mean, Steve Jobs got fired from his own company, right? It's like he was just who he was. He didn't care. He wasn't trying to please them. Clearly, he just was like, this is me. This is my mission. This is my vision. Here's what,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unapologetic personified. So Joy, what are you most excited about these days?
Well, like I just shared earlier before our interview, I'm excited about scaling my business now because I've been working with a lot of one-on-one clients. And while that's really great, it's not sustainable. And I'm really excited to bring my vision and my mission to more people. So doing group programs and courses, and just, yeah, scaling my business.
Feels great, doesn't it?
It does, yes, because I know that I can, work less and make more and make a bigger impact, really, like just touch more people's lives. And
And that's the key, because you also spread your platform to be unforgettable to even more people. Because one
exactly.
on one, we can only make a certain impact. And that's definitely, one of the reasons why I even wrote the book, is so that I can start to build from that. And of course, now I'm going to create programs on the back end of that. And, I want to train people and speak more on how to truly be unapologetic, unforgettable, and all the other amazing unwords that we feature in the
Right.
book. So, when people do purchase the book and get the ebook, they also unlock all of these amazing bonuses. And you have offered a very generous, unique offer. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, what they get when they get the book and the ebook?
Sure. So it's the naked truth about book publishing, and it's a masterclass that is recorded and that I led. So, when you sign up, you'll get, and if you're out there and you're watching this, and you are thinking maybe there is a story inside of me, or, maybe you've always wanted to write a book and you're just not sure how to get started. I would highly recommend, getting a copy of David's book so that you can unlock those bonuses, and then you can attend, watch my masterclass and learn about my journey of publishing my book and giving you, tips, so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. And I mean, you just don't know what you don't know, right? So I know that, for me, having someone guide me along the process was really helpful in getting it done, because I got it done in 3 months. And I think if I had it done it on my own, it could have taken years, and who knows if it would have even ever happened, because life gets busy, right? And so that's why, having someone that can support you is so important.
Yeah, and thank you for acknowledging that. Like, even me, I mean, this is not only me. I had support, I had coaches, I had mentors, contributing authors that I wanted to highlight to really bring the package together so that this book was as accessible as it could be. And again, so that I could really scale my message, right? So
Mm-hmm.
again, I mean, I'm so thankful for everybody who is in the 18 influencers that are spotlit in the book. Thank you so much for really helping me to bring my vision to life through your vision, because we all get to make an impact now together, and it's really an amazing blessing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say also, for anyone who's watching, if you have any questions for Joy or have something to say or something to share, comment, please drop it in the comments below. We'll definitely be checking in as you drop in your comments, and we'll answer if you have any questions, of course. So Joy, final parting words here. What's the number one thing that you would suggest for people who might feel like they're right on the edge, like maybe I do have a story, maybe I could write a book or start sharing with the world? What's the one thing you want to tell them? What's the message you have directly for them?
Is just to start doing it, just start sharing. Just like I know you tell people start speaking, right? So start writing, start writing down your story, and sharing it with the world, whether it's Facebook or, Twitter, LinkedIn, or whatever you use. I mean, Instagram or YouTube, there's so many ways to share your story right now, right? But yeah, just start writing it down. And, you'd be surprised. I mean, if you've been doing it, you probably already have a book inside of you already on your Facebook page. I mean, really, you could take a bunch of your posts, and literally turn that into a book. And so it's really not that difficult. I know it can seem like a lot of work, and it can seem like this huge thing. And it felt that way when I started, before I started. And, but once you're doing it, you realize, it's really not that difficult, especially when you have that support of a mentor or coach that, has been there and can guide you along the path.
I love it. Great words. Just start sharing. And like you said, I mean, if you do add up all of your posts and the things that we share just every day from day to day, there's part of your story right there.
Mm-hmm.
And put that together. I love it. Well, thank you again for joining me here. The book, Being Unapologetic, available right now, beingunapologetic.com. We've got big things coming, not only from me, from Joy, from all of the influencers. Thanks again for joining me today, Joy, and we will see you and everybody else soon.
Thanks.